In the last few decades, video game has developed very fast. At first, game only released by small independent developers and hobbyists rather than by big gaming company. It wasn't until the late 70s and early 80s that larger gaming companies such as Atari, Nintendo, and Sega began to dominate the industry, and the market for video games began to grow rapidly. In the early days, maybe developer didn't affect that much to the game itself, but nowadays, quality of the game can be determined by who built the game. Now, how to differentiate between a game built by a small independent group and game built by big gaming companies? AAA. So AAA games are the blockbuster title that dominates the gaming industry. Although there isn't a specific definition, AAA games are typically characterized by high budget, extensive marketing campaign, and top-notch production values. These games are often developed by large studios and publishers with the aim of creating immersive and visually stunning experiences that capture players' imagination. The history of AAA games can be traced back to the early days of video gaming, when developers first began to explore new technologies and techniques to enhance the gaming experience. As the industry evolved, so too did the concept of AAA games, which came to represent the highest standard of game development. Today, whether you're a hardcore gamer or simply a casual player, it's hard not to be impressed by the sheer scope and ambition of these incredible games. The term AAA emerged as a significant milestone in the evolution of video games, originating in the late 1990s and early 2000s. It replaced the earlier term AA and represents a new level of ambition and investment in game development. As game developer and publisher began to distinguish between budget or mid-tier games and those created with a significantly higher budget and production values, AAA games emerged as the peak of game development. The first true AAA games, including titles like Half-Life, Max Payne, and Grand Theft Auto 3, helped to define the genre and set the standard for high-quality blockbuster gaming experience that players have come to expect. Today, the term AAA continues to be used to describe games with massive budget, cutting-edge technology, and top-tier production values, and is a marker of the highest level of excellence in game development. The example of this is titles such as GTA 5, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, The Last of Us, Horizon Forbidden West, and God of War Ragnarok. Over time, AAA games have become increasingly sophisticated and complex, with even larger and larger budget and development teams. Today, AAA titles are often multi-year, multi-million-dollar projects that involve hundreds of developers, artists, and designers. While the cost of creating AAA games has risen steadily over the years, so too has the potential for profit. The biggest AAA game title can generate billions of dollars in revenue, making them one of the most lucrative forms of entertainment in the world. Therefore, AAA games continue to push the boundary of what is possible in gaming, offering players unprecedented level of immersion, stunning graphics, and engaging gameplay. But the rise of AAA games has also led to concern about the standardization of gaming content and the challenge faced by independent developers in competing with this blockbuster title. As gaming technology continues to evolve and platforms become more powerful, the future of AAA games remains both exciting and uncertain. Why I said it's uncertain? Because of the rise of indie game. Meanwhile, in the other end of the spectrum, we have indie game, which is the opposite of AAA in every way possible. That means fewer people, smaller budget, and little to none marketing. The fact that Cyberpunk 2077, which is a highly anticipated AAA title, despite being a massive financial success, disappointed a large portion of its huge audience. that should make us reconsider their value in comparison to indie games. If we look back a few years, there is actually a few good indie games titles that can stand up against AAA games. If you really think about it, what really makes video games success? For AAA title, the answer is graphic and complex story. But for indie title, the answer is creativity. Creativity at level design, creativity about the theme, creativity at how the game is delivered to gamer. To make gamer experience something refreshing. Passion is also a crucial element of success, but it can be difficult to perceive the individual passion of developer when there are thousands of people involved in creating a game. However, in the case of indie game, where the team size is smaller, the developer's passion is often more noticeable and can be observed in the final product, and that would affect player experience. Let's say Minecraft, Stardew Valley, Undertale, and Cuphead as an example. Now, with that said, perhaps in the future, indie games will likely to outperform AAA games. With their high budget, extensive marketing campaign, and stunning graphic and gameplay, AAA games have set the bar for what's possible in the world of gaming. There's no denying the impact that AAA games have had on the industry as a whole, inspiring countless developers and publishers and pushing the limit of what we thought was possible in gaming.